What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another daily Manchester City transfer update. That's right, 2 transfer updates in a day. It means we've got big breaking news and a big story to speak about. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on today's video. We're aiming once more for 500 likes, and also don't forget as well to get your thoughts in the comments below. So we've got no contract news to speak about. We've got one story to speak about in the out, and it's a big development in terms of the future of Ederson, because Galatasaray have now made direct approaches to Manchester City to sign Ederson. It means, if you're reading between the lines, Galatasaray will have already spoken with Ederson's camp about a potential transfer there. Ederson will have given the green light. He'll have given nods to Galatasaray for Galatasaray to make things formal and get in contact with Manchester City, which is why we've been seeing the links over the last hour with Manchester City wanting Gigi Donnarumma from Paris Saint-Germain, which we'll speak about in just one moment. So it does look like potentially Manchester City could be having all exchanges when it comes to their goalkeepers. Scott Carson's already left and we've brought in Bettinelli. Ortega will leave Manchester City. We've already brought in James Trafford, and it's looking like potentially Ederson could be off to Galatasaray, and we're going to be looking at needing a high quality new goalkeeper once more. 3 goalkeepers potentially out and 3 goalkeepers brought in, which is a whopping transition if you ask me. The plan for Manchester City was to keep Ederson here for another season, for him to see out his Manchester City contract, which expires next summer. Manchester City have already put clarity on this by saying that they don't want another goalkeeper. They want to keep Ederson for the season and let him see out his contract. Ederson's already confirmed himself only last month that he wants to stay and be at Manchester City for the remainder of his contract, yet these links have never really gone away, and I'm going to presume now, with Fabrizio Romano reporting on this, that obviously Fabrizio Romano speaks with the agents of players, that Ederson's agent here has given Fabrizio Romano the nod for a tweet to be sent out for Galatasaray now making contact. So it's all about, can Galatasaray agree that deal with Manchester City, because City's stance has been that Ederson isn't for sale, they don't want to sell him, and very much a similar situation with Savinho, that we're only going to sell these high quality first team players if we end up getting an offer that's too good to refuse. I don't know how much that would be, because Ederson's only got 1 year left of his contract, and obviously into his 30s now, that you wouldn't think that City would be able to accumulate that much. But if Galatasaray can give a good offer to Manchester City, then City could accept that. I don't think, though, that City would want to be lowballed here when it comes to Ederson, and a short couple of £1 million offer isn't going to be enough. I have heard rumours on the grapevine that City would be looking for 5, 10, maybe even £1 million more than what these numbers have been quoted. So it's very much an ever-developing story, but in terms of Manchester City looking for alternatives, we know that previously City had been linked with making a move for Diogo Costa from FC Porto. We've been getting linked with Marc-Andre ter Stegen from Barcelona, and it seems now that Gigi Donnarumma is very much the player that Manchester City have identified as being a goalkeeper who they see as the first choice, who James Trafford is going to compete with. Bringing in someone like Donnarumma, though, I don't know what that means in terms of James Trafford's development, because City will have brought him in. They spent £30-odd million bringing him in. That they want to bring him in because they see him as a potential first choice goalkeeper. So if you wanted to go down replacing an experienced goalkeeper like Ederson with another experienced goalkeeper, well, Ederson had just 1 year left on his contract, so I don't know what the situation was with Gigi Donnarumma, but I imagine that James Trafford would want to be City's first choice keeper sooner rather than later. I'm not saying it's coming in the next 12 months, but certainly in the next couple of seasons he'll want to be the first choice keeper. So I don't know what that means in terms of City replacing Ederson. It's why it made more sense for Ederson to stay, but if they do bring in Gigi Donnarumma, I think one of the most interesting things I would look for here is, rather than price, more length of contract, because that would give you an idea about how City how long they see Gigi Donnarumma potentially being at Manchester City and what it looks like in terms of James Trafford's development. Found that really interesting. Anyway, the very latest on Gigi Donnarumma, Fabrice Hawkins is the one that broke the news. He said that Manchester City were monitoring Gigi Donnarumma in case Ederson leaves the club this summer. Negotiations are ongoing from the goalkeeper's side. Personal terms aren't thought to be an issue, and the player is thought to be keen on leaving PSG and is keen on a move to Manchester City. And then Fabrizio Romano has said in the last hour that Man City have now made contact with PSG to ask for the conditions for a deal for Gianluigi Donnarumma to join Manchester City. PSG, their current request is they're looking at around 50 million euros, which is around 43 million pounds. Man City have deemed that to be too expensive, and an agreement will only be possible if Manchester City can sell Ederson. With Galatasaray being interested, that's where these Gigi Donnarumma links have come from, because it's looking potentially like Ederson is going to leave the club this summer. Now, RMC Sport, which is a media establishment based in France, have said that Man City have started negotiations and discussions with the entourage, so that's the player's agent and his representatives of Donnarumma, who are all appreciated by Pep Guardiola. It's thought, as I said, that an agreement with the player isn't thought to be a problem. The player is interested in a move. Man City are not going to make a bid for Donnarumma until Ederson's future is clarified, and if it looks like he is going to Galatasaray, then Manchester City want a simple and easy resolution for a new goalkeeper to be brought in. And word coming in from PSG is that they're open to the sale of Gigi Donnarumma, as they've already brought in Lucas Chevalier from Lille. So they don't want to be greedy. They will negotiate on that 50 million euro price tag, and as long as the money makes sense for them, they're happy for that. They're happy for that transfer to go ahead. So it's all about now what's going to happen with Ederson, and if Ederson does leave, it's looking like Man City want to replace him with Donnarumma, and Donnarumma is a fantastic goalkeeper, Italian international, of course, obviously Champions League winner, and when we're looking at potential new players being brought in by Manchester City, in particular in terms of a first choice goalkeeper, you want the goalkeeper to be an experienced goalkeeper, good with the distribution, good with his shot stopping, good on penalties, and just an all-round solid goalkeeper, and having someone like Donnarumma in goal for Manchester City, I think would be a fantastic signing. I mean, he's only 26 years old, which in goalkeeping terms is a young goalkeeper. So I certainly think that there's worse options out there. He's a very, very physical goalkeeper, very tall, so I wouldn't worry too much about set pieces coming in. He commands his area very well, and as I said, he wins big trophies, and he knows what it takes to get to the very top, and he's obviously helped PSG go from a club that has ambitions to go to the very top, get to the very top. So when it comes to replacing Ederson, I think Donnarumma would be a really, really good signing. It's just bringing in James Trafford, who they see as their future potential number one. Doesn't really make much sense to me, but you want to get your head around it. Man City may just see it as not so much a first choice and second choice goalkeeper, just two high quality goalkeepers who are both in their 20s competing for that number one spot, and ultimately, you know, it might just be a case where it's another Shea Given and Joe Hart situation, two fantastic goalkeepers that you have available, and at some point something's going to give, and you know, in the next season or two, one of the goalkeepers is going to end up being second choice goalkeeper and always on the bench, and they're ultimately going to move on. Or Man City may just say that what's going to happen is we don't have a first choice goalkeeper, we're just going to look at the situation, and to continue James Trafford's development, when we think he's got some minutes available, we'll play him in them games, and ultimately when Donnarumma needs to start, Donnarumma will start. So we'll see what does happen. Really interesting. City seem to have identified their targets really quickly when it comes to potential surprising transfers in terms of our first team players leaving. Savinho obviously leaving. City haven't wasted any time in declaring their interest in looking at Rodrigo from Real Madrid, which my last transfer update, giving a big update on that if you want to go and check it out. And same here with Ederson. No sooner is Ederson getting linked with the exit door that he may well be going to Galatasaray in Turkey, that Man City have identified an available goalkeeper goalkeeper like Gigi Donnarumma from PSG to be available for an affordable price. So I'm sure this will be an ever-developing situation, and I'm sure I'll have the very latest on this into tomorrow's transfer update. If you do want to stay up to date, don't forget, subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. I'm going to keep you guys up to date every single day here on YouTube with all the latest City transfer news. So do subscribe. Social media links you can find in the description if you want to go and follow me on my X, Instagram, TikTok, email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Ambitious 500 likes. Any help towards that would be great. And also don't forget to get your thoughts in the comments below. If Ederson leaves, Donnarumma, what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you all again religiously tomorrow for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. That's of course if we don't get big breaking news of some agreements being found, to which case maybe there might be a third transfer update coming out today. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Peace. Ciao for now.